Okay, for the first part of Lab 4, what we're going to do is start a sketch, and I'll start this on the front plane. That's not a really big issue, but it just seems that that's probably the view that I'd show that L shape from. And I'm going to go in there and construct that L shape. Now what you'll note right away is I'm still in metric mode, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. And once I get done with that, I'll just go ahead and exit the sketch and go to Tools across the top and Options. And I want to go to Document Properties, Units, change my units to inches, pounds, and seconds, and change my basic dimension tolerance, if you will, to 4 decimal places. And now I need to go back into that sketch. So I'll click over here. Sorry about that. I'll click over here, edit the sketch, and I'm good to put my dimensions in now. So I'll dimension this edge here, and that needs to be 2 1/4. I'll dimension this edge here, and that's 2 inches. And it looks like we need to have a dimension up here, 1/2 inch, and a dimension over here, have a 1/2 inch, and that thing is fully defined. So I'll exit the sketch, go to the features, extrude. Didn't rotate around, so I'll just rotate it around. Oh, I need to pick, it's asking me to pick the plane, so I'm going to go in and pick this piece here. If I'd have done that, it would have rotated around. Now I want that to go back, according to the drawing, I need to go back 2.75, and that's over here in this area. Right there. So I'll go 2.75. I'm going to flip it the other direction and accept that. Now that's the shape that I'm going to start with. The next thing I would do would be put the holes in. I'm gonna bypass that right now, so we can go right into what the next step would be to get the rest of this created. Okay, several different ways of going about this, but the way I would probably choose to go about this is I would go in and create some reference geometry, a plane. I want to come off of this face here, and it is coming off the face in the right direction. And I want that to be 1 1/4. Now, why 1 1/4? Well, let's go over to this view here, and we'll look here and see that right here we're coming 1 1/4 from this face over, and that's where it's going to intersect that circular feature. So it's 1 1/4. That's all we need for that. And if I click off of that, it'll update. Accept it. Okay, then I'm going to go in there and create a new sketch, and it went straight to that plane. And then I'm going to go in and I'll hit the space bar and go normal to, so I'll double click normal to. And then what I want to do is, and actually, yeah, I'll just go ahead and create the geometry. Let's see, I want to change my deal here to, let's see, hidden line. No, not hidden line, removed. I want to see the hidden line. And I'm going to draw a line. Now this line can be a center line. Now I want to draw it from this edge over to this edge. And that is somewhat important, just for the fact that I'm going to use that eventually to use the midpoint. So there you can see it from a 3-dimensional perspective. And I'll go back in and change this back to shaded. That might be a little easier. Okay, then I'm going to go in and create another plane. I'll exit the sketch. I want to create another reference plane, and I'm going to use this line as my hinge point, and I can pick this face here or that face, it doesn't much matter, and I want that to be 45 degrees. Click off of that and it'll update, and that is the proper direction, so I don't need to flip it. And there you have the plane you want to draw on. So then I could go to sketch, hit sketch, and it's picking this plane already, and you can see the coordinate system updated. Now if you want, you can go back and hide that, hide this, and now you're ready to draw. So if I hit the space bar again and double click normal 2, I'm looking straight in on that line. If that's an issue, you can be okay to go like that. So now then I want to draw a circle, and I want it to snap to that end point of that, or excuse me, the midpoint of that line. There's the quick snaps, midpoint, if it'll let me do it. Okay, it's not going to let me get to the midpoint for whatever reason. So I'm going to snap off of that, put it out there anywhere, right click and dimension, smart dimension. And I want to get this center point, and I'm going to go from this edge. What the heck? Well, the distance of that line was, if we look over in the other drawing, it's 2.75 over here. Remember, we went from edge to edge, so it was 2.75. So if we just come back over here and say 2.75 divided by 2, that should line that up. And then we'll grab this line and the center point again, put it in, and we'll say 0. Now we know that's lined up. We also need to put in the diameter, and the diameter on that is 4, I believe. Yep. And that's all we need for that. Now we could actually go ahead and draw the shape of the other piece in there. Why not? So we'll be done with the dimension. Move this down just to get it out of the way, and then we'll draw a circle. Now, and maybe this would be a time to go to the normal 2. Draw a circle that will be lined up here. Might be kind of big, but we don't care. Okay, we'll go in there and draw a line there. Right click, end the chain, come back over, right and click in there again, and just select because you're done. Then I want to trim. I'll trim this out, this, and that. Smart dimension. I want to get this. That radius is 0.2188. Okay, and I want to get the center point and put it relative to this center. I didn't get the center point. Actually what I'm getting there is the I was getting this horizontal, so I need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we want that to be right there, and we want that to be 0. And then let's see, we have a dimension from the center here to the center here. Oops, let's see. Zoom in there again. Oh, there it was. Well, I'm having trouble getting that. Let's get in a little closer. Smart dimension from this, whoops, it's actually that point right there to that point right there, and that distance is 1.375. Okay, and we've got, notice we do have tangency there, we have a tangency there. We're good to go. Everything's there. Exit the sketch. Add a feature, we'll add the base. Obviously that's going the wrong direction. And it's way too thick. The thickness on that is 0.4375. Let's see, actually that's going the wrong direction. I'm about to flip it back this way. And we accept that. Now, so this is actually one solid there, even with that void in there. So I'm going to stop this video and we'll put another video in to do the T-shape.